Hello, everyone. Today I'm bringing you a traditional dish that is both popular and absolutely delicious. It's one of those recipes that has been passed down through generations, and today I'll be preparing it for you using the original and authentic method. Trust me, it will taste even better than what you'd get at restaurants. Stick around to learn all the secrets behind this recipe. But before we begin, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Let's get started. We're starting with the dough. We'll need 1 cup of white flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour or barley flour, and a pinch of salt. Begin by mixing the ingredients like this. Gradually sprinkle water over the mixture as you knead it until you achieve a soft dough consistency. Keep kneading until the dough becomes smooth, silky, and elastic, just like you see here. The texture should be soft, but not sticky. It shouldn't cling to your hands. Once you've reached this stage, lightly coat the dough with some oil and let it rest for at least 15 minutes. After letting the dough rest for 15 minutes, divide it into 2 equal portions. Now, we have a mixture of equal parts oil and ghee, clarified butter, along with some flour to help roll out the dough. Start rolling out the dough as shown, making it as thin as possible. The thinner the dough, the lighter and tastier the final result will be. This combination of ghee and dough gives it a rich flavor, making it crispy, soft, and utterly delicious. I highly recommend trying this dough or bread recipe. It's a game changer. Once rolled out thinly, even if the dough tears slightly, it won't affect the outcome because the layers will overlap. Brush the surface of the dough generously with the ghee and oil mixture. Then fold it over itself as demonstrated in the video. If the dough tears during folding, it won't matter since all these layers will blend together beautifully, rolling it up into a square shape. This method is incredibly easy. Even beginners can master it. But the results are phenomenal. Trust me, this homemade version beats store-bought or restaurant-style Areikah a million times over. The fresh aroma of ghee and the delicate layers melt in your mouth. Now roll out the dough again to achieve this texture, thin and evenly spread. Transfer it to a hot griddle or skillet over high heat. Once it starts to set, flip it to cook the other side. Continue flipping the bread until it turns golden brown. Remember, Areikah should never be prepared with cold or single-layered bread, as that would ruin its texture and flavor. The bread might end up hard and chewy, which isn't ideal. This is the correct way to make the bread specifically for Areikah. If you want to store this bread for later use, remove it from the griddle at this stage, cover it, and let it cool completely before freezing. You can also use this tool, a press or mold, to give the bread a beautiful golden finish. While the tool doesn't affect the taste, it enhances the appearance by creating that perfectly toasted look. Although this tool is typically used for bread, I've repurposed an old spice grinder lid. I wanted to show you that you can improvise with whatever tools you have on hand. Once the bread is nicely toasted, brush it generously with the ghee and oil mixture to achieve that rich, reddish golden hue. And there you have it. The bread is ready. As I mentioned earlier, the bread must be freshly made and still warm when assembling the areikah. For each piece of bread, add approximately 7 large dates, or 10 to 12 smaller ones, depending on size. Adjust the quantity based on personal preference. Next, crumble the bread and dates together, ensuring the bread remains light and airy rather than clumpy. This is key to achieving the signature texture of areikah, where the bread is soft, fine, and melts in your mouth. Now, layer half of the crumbled bread and date mixture into a serving dish. Spread a generous amount of clotted cream. I used 2 containers, each weighing 170 grams, evenly over the first layer. I warmed the cream in the microwave beforehand because it's best served warm. Then add another layer of the bread and date mixture on top. Finally, drizzle more cream over everything. This is the royal way to prepare areikah. For garnish, you can sprinkle shredded cheddar cheese on top, or even add some cornflakes for extra crunch. Personally, I prefer topping it with cheese and roasted cashews. Cashews are almost essential in this recipe. They add a delightful nuttiness that complements the dish perfectly. However, if you don't have cashews, feel free to substitute them with other nuts. To finish, drizzle the entire dish with honey. This is the traditional method. Some people use sweetened condensed milk instead, but I prefer presenting it to you the classic way, which is how we always make it at home. Both kids and adults love it, and it never fails to impress. And voila, here's the final result. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to try it at home and let me know how it turns out in the comments below. See you in the next video. Peace and blessings be upon you all.